friends, Ehrica here from Milestone Mom, and welcome. So today I'm very excited about this video because it is the first video in a series of 5 on baby sleep. And I know that this can be an issue for some parents, especially with maybe a newborn not sleeping and then they're starting to sleep and then they have sleep regression. So this series is covering all of that. So like I said, this is day 1. So there's 5 videos, and how you can find those videos, there's 2 ways. So as I upload the videos, I will go ahead and put them in the description. So if obviously you're on YouTube, go to the description and you'll be able to find the videos. And then the other way that you can find the baby sleep series is if you go to playlists on my YouTube channel, Milestone Mom, and you should see an actual playlist for baby sleep. Now, what's in this series? Today, we're actually going over the science of baby sleep, how to understand and optimize your baby sleep patterns, then common baby sleep problems and how to solve them, how to establish a calming bedtime routine for your baby, the key to peaceful nights, and creating the perfect sleep environment for your baby, a step-by-step guide. And intertwined through all of those, I do talk about sleep regression, but I've made a specific video on that because I know just from the searches that I've done that a lot of moms and parents are actually looking on what to do about sleep regression. So the 5th video in our series is sleep regression, understanding, managing, and overcoming disruptions. So I can't wait to get started. So let's dive right into this video, the science of baby sleep, how to understand and optimize your baby sleep patterns. Now, as a new parent, you may often wonder why your baby seems to wake up just as you've fallen asleep. But the truth is, babies have a very different sleep pattern than us adults, and being able to understand these patterns can help you optimize their sleep for more restful nights for both you and your baby. Now, in this video, we'll explore the science behind baby sleep, from understanding sleep cycles to tips on creating routines that align with your baby's natural sleep phases. And to do that, the first thing we need to do is understand newborn sleep cycles. Now, newborn sleep is drastically different from adult sleep, like I just mentioned. So unlike adults who go through a sleep cycle that alternates between deep and light sleep, newborns have a much shorter and more active sleep cycle. A typical adult sleep cycle lasts about 90 minutes, while a newborn sleep cycle is only 50 to 60 minutes long. So understanding that, let's go ahead and go over the 2 stages of newborn sleep. Now, babies spend their sleep time cycling between 2 stages. REM sleep, which stands for rapid eye movement. This is the lighter, more active stage of sleep. During REM sleep, your baby's brain is highly active, processing new information and stimulating brain development. Now, babies spend about 50% of their sleep in REM, compared to adults who only spend about 20 to 25%. Now, the next one is non-REM sleep. This stage of sleep is deeper and more restful. Babies have a shorter period of non-REM sleep, which is one reason why they wake up more often. Okay, now that we've set the foundation for sleep, let's go ahead and talk about why babies sleep so much. So newborns sleep between 14 and 17 hours a day, but not in long stretches. Their bodies and brains are growing rapidly, and sleep is crucial for this development. While it may seem like a lot of sleep, their sleep is divided into short bursts, leaving them awake for short periods, often at night. Why do babies wake frequently? Now, you may wonder why your newborn seems to wake up frequently, especially at night. This can be one of the most challenging aspects of caring for a newborn, but it's perfectly normal. Now, they do have shorter sleep cycles, as mentioned earlier, and as they transition between REM and non-REM sleep, they are more likely to wake up. Babies will wake during lighter REM stages, often needing assistance to transition back to sleep. Now, another reason babies wake is because they're hungry. Newborns have a tiny stomach and they need to eat frequently. So waking every 2 to 3 hours to feed is common in their early weeks. But as baby grows, they begin to eat more at each feeding, which can help lengthen their sleep periods at night. So the next reason that your baby still might be waking up at night is the Moro reflex, or we also call this startle reflex. Now, this is an involuntary reaction when babies suddenly fling out their arms and legs in response to a sudden noise or movement. Now, this reflex can cause them to wake up, especially in the early months when the reflex is most active. Okay, so far we've set the foundation on baby sleep. Now let's talk about how sleep patterns change as your baby grows. Sleep patterns will evolve significantly as your baby gets older. Now, while newborns tend to sleep in short bursts, these patterns shift over time, leading to longer sleep stretches, especially at night. Yay! Okay, so I want to go over each one of these stages. The first one is 0 to 3 months. So you have your brand new baby, you guys are getting used to each other, your baby's getting used to the world, routines are being established. So in these first 3 months of life, your baby's sleep is very disorganized. They will nap frequently throughout the day and wake often at night for feeding. Their circadian rhythm, the body's natural sleep-wake cycle, hasn't fully developed yet, so they can't differentiate between day and night, which means that you get a lot more cuddles. Okay, and between 3 to 6 months, your baby is starting to sleep for longer periods, especially at night. They may still wake up to feed, but the periods of wakefulness during this time usually decreases. This is often when parents notice that their baby can go for 4 to 6 hour stretch of sleep, although not all babies are quite yet doing that at this time. But around 6 months, many babies actually start to sleep through the night. Yes, meaning that they can sleep for longer than 6 hours without actually waking up or feeding. However, it's important to remember that sleeping through the night can still involve some brief awakenings. Babies also begin to consolidate their naps into 2 consistent naps during the day. So around their first birthday, most babies actually have established a fairly regular sleep schedule. They will sleep for about 10 to 12 hours at night, with 1 or 2 naps during the day. And at this point, creating a consistent sleep routine becomes especially important as it helps them fall asleep more easily and sleep for longer stretches, which we will get into that a little bit more in another video. Now I want to give you some tips for aligning sleep routines with their natural sleep cycle. So now that you understand the basics of baby sleep cycles, let's look at how you can optimize your baby's sleep and align their routine with their natural sleep phases. Number 1, make sure you're creating a consistent bedtime routine. Establishing a calming bedtime routine is one of the best ways to help your baby transition from wakefulness to sleep. A consistent routine might include a bath, a short story, dim lighting, and soft music. And over time, your baby will begin to associate these activities with sleep, making it much easier for them to fall asleep. Number 2, I want you to recognize their sleep cues. Now, babies often give subtle signals when they're tired, such as rubbing their eyes, yawning, or becoming fussy. Learning to recognize these signs will allow you to put your baby down to sleep when they're ready, rather than waiting until they become overtired and more difficult to settle, which we know is no fun. Encouraging daytime sleep is another important thing that we need to add here. A good daytime sleep routine often leads to better nighttime sleep, ensuring that your baby gets regular naps during the day, as this will actually prevent overtiredness and make it much easier for your baby to settle down for the night. Okay, number 4, use white noise to help transition between sleep cycles. Since babies spend so much time in REM sleep, they are more likely to wake up during the lighter stages of sleep. So using white noise can create a soothing, consistent sound environment that helps block out sudden noises and allows your baby to transition back into a more peaceful sleep. Okay, guys, let's keep going. Number 5, creating an ideal sleep environment. Setting up your baby's sleep space can make a big difference in how well they sleep. Keep in mind that having a dark room is very helpful to stimulate their melatonin production. Also, keeping the room at a comfortable temperature will help them to relax and to fall asleep. And number 6, Gradually teach self-soothing. So as babies get older, you can start teaching them to self-soothe. Putting your baby down when they're drowsy but still awake can help them to learn how to fall asleep on their own without needing to be rocked or fed to sleep. Now, this will make it easier for them to fall back to sleep if they do wake up during the night. Number 7, make sure you're feeding strategically. So as your baby grows, their need for fewer nighttime feedings lessens. So try to make sure that these feedings are quick, quiet, avoid any stimulation that could fully wake them up, and gradually they will begin to get more of their calories during the day, which can help them sleep longer at night. Number 8, be patient with sleep regression. Now again, I have a full video on this that's part of the series, but it is kind of intertwined in each one of my videos because it is a concern and an issue for most parents. Now, many babies go through sleep regressions at key developmental stages, such as around 4 months, 8 months, and during growth spurts. These regressions are temporary and often linked to new skills or brain development, which I talk about in that video on sleep regression. So sticking to your sleep routine during these periods will help your baby get back on track once the regression passes. I can't stress enough how important that is to make sure you stick to your routine. So I guess I'm going to leave you with this. I want you to embrace the journey. Understanding the science behind baby sleep can help you set realistic expectations and develop effective sleep strategies. While it may take some time to establish longer stretches of nighttime sleep, each stage in your baby's sleep development is a natural part of their growth. By aligning your routines with your baby's sleep cycles and being patient with the process, you'll help create a foundation for healthy sleep habits that will benefit your baby for years to come, and you both will be getting some much needed sleep. So that's all I have. Remember, look in the description, and as these come out, you will see the other sleep videos. If you have any questions, feel free to put those in the comments below, and I will see you soon.